stages, and AST already initiating on Alter Ego from the get-go.
We're looking so good here for my prediction. Shots fired now here, and they're gonna go into the direction of Type Air Massey. Not really a great sign here so far, but hey, shots connected. Pump to the face, finds one, drops on the ground. Reset will come through, and it's a pretty great punish here so far from the side of Alter Ego Errands, but it's a back and forth trade. Delta finds one, he drops on the floor as well, and these two are just hitting each other down to the ground. Not really a great start for either. Blood not dropped, not just yet until we get to see oil. Now here, crawling on the ground. No never stays alive. Only one more bullet to connect for the set of Vampire Esports. They don't go for the chase down, they go for the nades. And finally it does connect now with Red Bull. Finds Refus away, dealing with the hardest player now. This should be the perfect time for Vampire Esports to strike.
Alpha Gaming there being shredded apart. Falcon with only 1 HP left. Obi tapped out, so it's only down to Ease. He's got to bail out of the situation, but no, he is trying to fight out of his way, and he spots out 2 members of Vampire Esports wrapping around the wing, but he is fully now. Their reaction speed is just insane, and that coverage coming in has just about done just enough to take out the final member of Vampire Esports with that leap of faith. Now we go back into Voing Donkey's territory inside the farm. It's a gridlock inside of those territories where all the other teams were playing over on the outskirts. Meanwhile, it is all the teams by the North Point that actually secures majority of all these points, and perhaps this benefits Fortrons because now it's going to be an easy access to get right into the zone. Meanwhile, Voing Donkey, they got that firm hole and they're poised in that position.
All gonna come down to this. The rogue player of 7-9, the duo of 52. No squad has the complete composition here. All down by 1. So far, eyes on the odds here for a set of RRQ. Looking to be favored here on this round 4. Tribes though finds one. T24 next with 1 player there from the set of RRQ. And now the cavalry arrives, but shouldn't matter.
Or Tribes just playing it slowly. They do want to allow a little bit more of that space to be created. They did manage to catch out in the Pekko by the corner. Sharp shots coming in from the lock. Meanwhile, RQ, they're kind of been stuck in between because of that advancement over on the outskirts, and now drops right into the territory of Voing Donkey, getting caught in between 2 sides of the crosser, and they are just about to at least recover their health bar for the meantime. 7-9 unfortunately didn't manage to get much done, but despite that, they still managed to make it into the top 6. While all these firepower hits just overwhelming, where both boys just got to defend themselves, and I'm surprised that Simba's still alive after such a long time.
Oh my days. Now the round continues once again. Voing Donkey on the prowl. Most likely close out this game. Poor Tribe still not backing down though. Voing Donkey though finds Simba away. And now it cuts down the composition to the last 3 batters remaining. Is it going to be Team 52? 4 Tribes or Voing Donkey? So far, it is 4 Tribes here. Looking to get the run out of this. Team 52 though. Last player here. 1 second to the last player as well, Lance Manzi. Roshan tries to connect. Not too certain if that was the brightest of play. Not able to complete anything off that. Total reset.
This is the first time ever remaining very elusive. If they choose the right option to strike, they might be able to really convert this into a potential win. And here we go. First down, landed by 4 Tribes as it depletes a member of Voing Donkey, but they manage to finally infiltrate their building.
True, 4 Tribes gets the confirmation. As we thought that the odds are really here for the side of 4 Tribes. Back once again. Now the equalizer number here at 2v2 all across the board. Voing Donkey not gonna be able to get the reset with Jack. They always go for the assault. So far, they're back at it. Stalemate once again, but T24 still doesn't want to give up. Nice shot to connect, 1 more to go. And now Team 52 only has 1 more player to rely on.
I believe that player is still alive with only a tick of health left, and oh, that was so close. Perhaps he's already found that confirmation in that sense. 52 down to 1 member right at this moment. Voing Donkey, they're not gonna give their spot away. 4 Tribes in a dire situation at the very same time. They've already expanded a lot of their resources, so they're not having much left, but there definitely is a little bit more room for them to play around the far eastern corner of the map if that zone action shifts. past stage 7. So Boing Donkey, their hands might be forced right now, and they got no idea. Hidobu is all the way back, so if they were to move outwards, this could spell doom for the rest of Boing Donkey. So this is just a little bit of a Mexican standoff between all of these two teams. T24, they do use the high ground whip a little bit more of that vantage point to keep the rest of Boing Donkey at bay.
So far, Forge thrives. Definitely leading the pacing on defensive side. Oh, one person inside of Boing Donkey goes for the clash. Big mistake, down, drop to the ground. Last player inside of the smoke, sprays on by, nades flying on. T24, the cavalry arrives to confirm the second to the last player of Boing Donkey. It's all going to come down to the corner here to go for the clutch. All alone now. You had the numbers on your side. It was a 3v2. Popped down to a 2v1. Set on the map, zone here closing up. Where it thrives, you don't got to do anything at all. And now they go for the spray. Core finds himself out in the open. Now the confirmation is safe to say, dominated.
A whole lot more with
up pause. It's going to be preoccupied though for a set of DX. So that's going to be offered himself. But take a look at the circle though. Oh my days.
Whoa, wow.
For the set of AZ and Homebois, they're going to be pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be having a wide smile on their face. But not so much for NEPX, though. They alter ego. It seems like every single minute
they're going to be in control of the situation. A bit of, shotguns here involved for the set of NEPX, but for the set of Alter Egos, they got 2 ARs already. That is going to be the AK, so you're rocking in. You do have a DMR as well here for the set of NEPX, but definitely not really the amount of choice you want to hold on to. So Alter Ego Eris definitely in control of the situation. It's just all going to come down to when's the closeout going to be.
Yeah, so unfortunate. I mean, Rex with the SLR, I mean, he's only got limited bullets to also far out of those rounds, so he's kind of taking the brunt of the damage. Now he got to play ring around Rosie against Rosemary. Not going to stand a chance at all, and it's just going to be quick words, but there is an M4 shot from above. It's going to be Domain out on the open, and he's bringing what? A Winchester to play? Okay, he's connecting the shots as well. Oh, he almost took out Domain.
Oh my days. Alter Ego Eris pushing through. Definitely going to be claiming his property now, pushing back the players to NEPX away. Now, one player, Precious, is going to be there all across town, while Domain on the flip side here, about to lose his property. Just pick up a bow. Bro, this guy's unlucky, man. Has a bow, has a shotgun, doesn't have anything to hold his ground. Rosemary alongside Adru, he's going to be closing up the distance already. He has here with nothing at all for him. Yep, Alter Ego is now here closing up the distance, shutting him down. Last player alive for the setup. Starting off with Homebois. They first and foremost will have to win this duel, and they're really face check it for the moment. So Coast is probably clear for now. I believe Federales have definitely worked through all these shots, and he's just going to be swinging directly back to Baby, and now 1v1 duel. And it seems like Baby's getting a better trade. He gets the knock out to Federales. Oh, this is a crucial kill for the set of Alter Ego Eris. Yep, this is not going to look good. Eslo Painted has the Federales, close it up.
Down the advantage, though. Gachi's going to easily get shot, which is why they're being absolutely careful about this situation right at this moment. And the rest of teams flash.
Knack up in their faces. Unfortunate. But it's going to be one more player they're going to rely on here to try to stay alive for this game.
Very particularly for Gachi. He's trying to find as much cover as he can, and he will not be able to stand firm up against Kenny, who just got brought in from with this time with the rest of his squad. Team Secret right now still being challenged and contested with only these 2 members. They're trying to hold firm. They managed to get the knock over on Bose. Win now trying to salvage this situation, and he's got to find an opening pick. But this is just a little bit tough because he does not have any form of vision up against those members of Secret. For the rest of this matchup, and the rest of these TODAK with a dominating streak of 5 points.
That seems to be leading the way here so far. Able to deal with a man on a horse from the side of BTR. Yep, not really the best of lives difference out of BTR. After all, you only got 3 members here to work with. And you got 1 player here pretty much securely out of this round, not unless the horse can provide the coverage, but nope. Mostly going to be deployed here, puts up through, and he might just be able to slip by with his life here on his life as well.
Oh, that's a very risky attempt, but they're still trying to actually bid for it.
No way.
I mean, they got to try to salvage whatever they could, and maybe the horse actually did tank a couple of all these shots, and TODAK just could not really secure it.
What a manly horse. What a strong horse there, but hey, in all seriousness here, The Xavier Shin gonna be closing it up here, up against the 3 players of BTR. Oh, he wants to go for the chase down, but once again, finds the player off the cross. The Xavier's out, top 4 remains.
Man, Coach Canada is just insane with his coverage every single time. I mean, those saves, immaculate. Right now, RQ goes in for the direct duel. Lapar now slips all the way downwards. So he does buy a little bit more of that space, but up against 2 members of Team Flash, a little tough to do. Lapar's just going to find an alternative as he's just trying to call in for a little bit more backing coming in from the back go right down below. Jeff Stye over on the far end. He's managed to get a glimpse out of Win. Yeah, I mean, this R2 double split is just working so well, and Jeff Stye is just really receiving all this intel that they need to seize whatever opportunity there is. When despite him getting that knock, he could not actually afford to even set foot forward because of that coverage coming from GF. And right now, all eyes on Team Flash. What is the next best play? I mean, they're still Tops. They are still trying to find a little bit more room. Tops is already inside the zone, but not quite yet for the side of Wins, where he will be looking to book out with his vehicle. And perhaps the play is to really crash around to that compound where the other 2 members of RQ is holding at.
One player thrown down here. Has his back open. Looking to win. I just have to go for commitment here off the gunfight. Winch just trying to sustain here. Littlesen as well, just next beside the player of RQ, but he's still able to get the connection. Fine passing away, should be a guaranteed elimination. But BTR on the feed finds Spicy instead. No better Alice beats Win to it.
Oh, he stole the point away. I mean, Win, that was a massive catch though. And right now, it allows the rest of TODAK to swing right through. And Tops, he's under siege. Can he actually hold firm with the DBS? Not quite so. And TODAK now gets a little bit more of that opportunity as they're playing for a win right now up against the rest of RQ. BTR somehow still held firm. They were unchallenged, but the tires popped. Win stranded in between, and he could not fight back.
TODAK, RQ, BTR tied up with 3 players on their squad. TODAK though caught on the mid side, out in the open. Only has the buggy in the smoke to work with alongside the rocks. Didn't matter. Getting trampled apart by both players of RQ. And TODAK and BTR. This is tough. So tough for TODAK here, Contra.
Extremely tough, especially now they're in the middle of the streets, relying on whatever smokes that they do have for the time being. Razor right now taking charge by the corner of the wall as he will try to find a little bit more of a glimpse up against both RQ as well as TODAK at the very same time. This tree lane high is just so tough to navigate around. 9 now stranded. The Satars are now being popped away from the buggy. Despite those smokes being popped a little late, perhaps it can form a little decoy for him to quickly reposition, but there is the pressure coming in from the Pecco, trying to challenge up against Kenny and RQ. They have to leave a little bit more of that wiggle room over on the back, and perhaps they might not really get much of an angle because they're playing from the warehouses where if you were to peek out, you might just be spotted out by BTR.
There's like a foot race here for RQ and BTR to find a means to eliminate TODAK, and that will be favoring them at most. After all, TODAK has a complete set of players, but BTR decides to come across here on Smith Street. Closing up now, Smokes covering them. Ken able to slip by, but the nade connects with 2 players. Oh, Federellis. Oh, Razy's gonna be down to the ground. 10 all alone now here up against 3 players of RQ. Now here, closing it up, Lapar leads the way, sprays on by. 1 more bullet to connect here forward the side of player of BTR, but the F-Swope shuts it all away. And BTR is eliminated. TODAK, RQ, 3v4, upstake.
Swolbell with that insane nade just shows RQ's dominance here in Miramar as the Kings of Kings are looking to bag it home. They do have 1 member deficit up against TODAK, but TODAK have been able to just control the entirety of the zone. So RQ, they're pressure to really find a pickup here, or else this will all go down for nothing.
Oh, TODAK can't even find Slipar away. Your RQ. You want to close this one out. You've done your efforts already to take down BTR, but TODAK is on the prowl. I'll come and close this one through as well. They're surrounding the perimeter. Here 9 closing it up now. Smoke's gonna get deployed as well. Frenzy on the other side of the map. Definitely trying to get the players RQ here off a pinch.
Setting 9 here to also close in the distance, dropping a couple of nades to pressure them on. All they really have to do is wait for that zone to subside, and then the rest of RQ will have to leave out of that territory. And now they're trying to deal with 9, but the moment they step out, it's Bertizzi finding the mark, and just like that, they trade right back. Lapar making it possible. 2 versus 3. What's going to be the call here? Lapar, now he tries to go 1v.
The price you got to pay once again. Play it too aggressively, and you might just go down. But no, back and forth battles as we speak. But 2 out of 2
challenge, but it's only a Kimbo in the hands of Bartolax. And he's barely having enough. 2K, he spots Igneous, and he's not really looking towards the direction, so this could be an easy pickoff.
Not really going for it. Oh, Mimi's going to be there as well towards the back, so ASA, they do have a pinch here to work with up against the Jaya. True here, baby. Slips on by, has the DBS on his hands. Looks for the shot. Oh, Igneous. Spot here is a big 1v1. Moke's gonna be dropped here. No, never mind. Backs the way through. Back and forth control here for the W. Now, that's gonna be 966 here. Up on his rooftop now. Domain. Drops up and within. Doesn't really get the read here, though. And now they're gonna be finally meeting here up. Shotguns over shotguns. A pump and a DBS. Who can win the burst or the pump? Doesn't matter. Both taking their time here. Don't want to fall into anyone's trap.
I love Pally's so chill. We would recover it all. Talon, they're only down to 1, so he's not going to be moving any form of muscles. But those nades are looking pretty good as Tom's looking to take them all out.
Oh, just give me a direct hit. Oh my days! Flash! They're on fire. BTR's out, off in their hand. Same goes for the Cyber Tribe Messi. And they're still not over. They want to get 7-9 as well.
Oh, that was so clean. Those nades just look so good. And just like that, Team Flash on the roll. They will dominate the south side, but meanwhile, we go back to the door. 7-9 on the charge. And Vikings, they just triple them through. And Team Flash in the mix. Alongside the rest of the members of Viking, just around the corner to take out 1. It's already 13 points. It's the activation of both Vietnamese teams. 5 for the top spot. And now Team Flash with more nades. It's Bows looking to shred apart Trags. The final member remaining for MVKE.
BTR, Flash, Aramasi, now the Talons, all into the hands as the last blow. Hands down, Team Flash, leading the way. Pushing through now. Still wants to get some more. The Vikings up next. Oh my day, Flash is eliminated. 6 squads in the span of 5 minutes.
Team Flash, what is this? That's 16 points already. They could potentially secure 20 if they land the chicken dinner with all the kills remaining, and perhaps maybe even more. They're still looking for a whole lot up against the rest of APG. They're hiding right behind that crate. He does have the budget to action maneuver away, and on that hovercraft, it's not going to be any form of reprieve. Alpha Gaming also receiving the brutal damage, but it is Toms here going for the exchange. He's managed to put 2 members down. Now, drawing to a 2 versus 1.
The true Team Flash. Calm down. So much on your plate. Alpha Gaming's now going to be out into play. And they're going to be eliminated out into the scene. It's now going to be Team Flash and Boom Esports, but Team Flash only has 2 players up from their ground. Going to go for the reset. Boom Esports here rotating on the bottom side of the map. And they're not going to go for the strike. Unfortunate for them. They got the call that there's only 2 players from Team Flash. That could have been a perfect time, but no, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter all too much. Boom Esports, they've been staying quiet for the most part, playing very defensively to the Ruins ground, and now they have a lot of space towards the low ground. Typically, a lot of all these analysts would say that, oh, playing on low ground, usually you don't really get too much advantage, but when you have so much of the zone control, this might just be the best leverage that Boom Esports has, so they're willing to wait. They only have to force a maneuver up against the rest of Team Flash because they have to come towards the direction. Meanwhile, Zeus with the flank control, spotting out Fajar right down over the bottom, but they haven't kept their eyes over onto Zero, and that could be a pain point for the rest of Team Flash upon their entry.
Boom Esports here just back through. Team Flash Ozeo's now going to be going for the overextension. No. DBS on his hands. Going to get the first pump. Second doesn't connect as well. And now as we're into the hand, Zero here has to go behind the back of the rock. But no, he doesn't really sustain on just yet. Back and forth trace here. 1 for 1 for Team Flash and Boom Esports.
when he's just doing so much right now. He covered fired, and he's been able to keep Zeus still limping over on the ground for the moment, while Zero has been brought down. So Tops finds another one in the bag. Boom Esports now on the deficit. 3 members strong. Team Flash might actually make the impossible happen to secure themselves more than 20 points of kills, and they've already achieved it. 20 is pretty much double chicken dinner. They're looking to secure the big fat win out of this round, and all they have to do is detonate it Yummy by the corner of the zone.
Oh, Yummy Join. Doesn't matter, caught in a pinch, and it doesn't matter for Team Flash. All went down to BTR. Driver Massive, Viking, Sam9, APG, Talon, and Boom East.
And now they're fighting over onto this giant warehouse, so we'll have to see, will they be able to breach right through? Ease already cooking up the grenade.
And nade's gonna be flying on by here. APG always loves to start off the initial clashes off this nades. The question is, no, did he get the connection? Oh, could be a direct hit, but not gonna be enough to put one player down to the ground. On the other side of the fence. Pushing through though, they're gonna be entering the compound now. And there's still gonna be a big exchange here up the shotguns. That's one player able to get a connection here. Puts it down. Still a lot more to go, but they got the inner side control. So this should be Remember Esports controlling the way, but they do back off now. Ruthless has the DBS. Back through as well. Back in 4 pickoffs. And so far, it is gonna be APG here, not really finding the best of light.
It's just a lot of back and forth exchanges in that part. Esports having Mela to be able to strengthen them through just confirm those numbers. The fine stock! Oh!
They're caught in a pinch. Point of no return. They gotta go for the fight, but they're caught in between the Vikings. But Force thrives in the process, gets eliminated by the Vikings.
So I really gotta thank Vikings, man. Like, they saved their lives just by depleting the rest of 4 tribes, or else it could have been doom and gloom. And now, the dream is alive for TODAK with a back-to-back win. Vikings also a solid chance with all their members pretty much intact, and they are directly in the center of it all. They've been holding on to this round for the longest of time, and they have not been challenged at all. Now the question remains, Team Secret, when exactly will they be involved? Because they've been elusive, they've been quiet, they're waiting the right moment to strike, but are they going to be taking on to either TODAK or even Superman right now, who's been active looking for something up against the Swordfishes?
Jin Viking Esports so far wants to take the aggressive note here. Alva for the side of Alter Ego. Eris shows some shots on the other side of the map. Will be able to get a few shots to connect though. Not going to be enough to put one player down. You have to feel some sense of sympathy for the side of TODAK. All eyes are on the direction. And we all know that for a fact. I mean, they won the first initial round, their first set of Miramar. Definitely a bounty on their head, and so far, the gatekeepers here should be Team Secret, as they are just next to them. It's all going to come down to one wrong move for TODAK to probably get eliminated.
Oh my word, that's zone. It's barren lands. It's pretty much flat ground terrains for anybody to claim. And you can see how unsafe it is. They rolled in the vehicle and they know that, okay, that's not going to be a playable area because Alter Ego's presence is being felt despite Alba being all alone. He's got a glimpse of those members of Team Secret, but once he actually opens fire, all the attention will be drawn to him, so he would rather let them take on the rest of the members of TODAK first and foremost. TODAK now needs to make a sprint. They're just a little far off from the zone, and that spot is being claimed by Team Secret, so by hook or by crook, TODAK needs to make a push.
Complete set of players here for MVK, the Vikings, TODAK, and Team Secret. And Alva is now going to get tagged up now by the players of Team Secret. Oh, behind the Jitneys he goes and out into the play, and it's just all going to come down to a 4v4 standoff between the last 3 squads here on this route of Miramar.
Finally, we get full squad strength on all sides to see what the power level is like for all of these names on our board. Twang now holding up a grenade of his own. That grenade does not really connect, going full for short. But Jiki's just signaling some warning, but Zerus is just getting himself that perfect pixel angle. Taking down Wunti, and now there's nobody guarding the flag. Things are starting to fall apart for the rest of Vikings, trying to see if they can just work it out as 3-man unit. And Superman also getting caught out right underneath the vehicle. And Jiki, he gets shot back in return. A quick reflection, and now back to Superman. He will secure the spot and will take one down. And suddenly, toss and turn. Team Secret, they're still super healthy and alive.
Fight alive for sure, and only one more player to worry about for each squad. TODAK and the Vikings. Oh, yes, two. Regen. Team Secret here on the prowl to finish off the last two players here on the right side of the map. TODAK able to get the reset though, but Team Secret Zeros once again finding the shots to connect. Sprays on by with a scar. Frenzy all alone. Can he sustain? Oh, Slither of Hell stays alive, but Team Secret is in control.
Oh, TODAK just absolutely ran out of space. There's just zero cover left for them to actually play out. I believe they also depleted every single smoke possible, so they could not really afford to run out of the open. Now those days fly right in. Superman is the only member left. Can he clutch this situation? And it's between two Vietnamese powerhouses. Superman, 1 versus 3.
Nade flies on by once again. Team Secret has been put to stale for the last few casualties, and now they go for the strike. Moment of opportunity for them to close this one out. Stays alive with a little bit of health, and they pick up Zeros as well to complete the whole squad. A 1v3 situation. The zone closes in. The nade flies on by, but should it matter at most? He pros down to the ground. Jukai making it hard for Superman to get the pick off, and they're slowly marching to the direction of Superman. This could be it. This should be a game for the side of Team Secret.
They're marching right out in the open. Superman, he needs to isolate these targets, but this is way too overwhelming. And now they're looking to close it out before the zone actually devours him. Zeros now could not wait any longer, and it is going to be a full-on fight. Superman somehow spins out the open, gets the knock, and could this be a possibility? Knock goes a reload, and one up all the way through. Lazarus finally recovered, but he's got a whole lot on his plate right now as the full force of the Kings are going to reign supreme with 10 total eliminations and +1. That's a total of 11.
Yeah, I mean, RQ here on this mountainside has been so promising. Earlier was able to deal with Alter Ego Ares, and now it comes down to this. Another counter meets up in their faces, and that is going to be actually Alter Ego Ares. One player from Alter Ego Ares, and there's going to be 2 players that they got to worry about as well from that of T2K. Not on the pinch side, though. Really looking great now.
There's no zone for them to play with later on. Rules just have to push through. He's looking from the pack goal. He's playing ring around the Rosie, and it's going to be a wide wrap. Rules soaking all the brunt of the damage. The Pecco somehow still stay firm, even with the retaliation, and now drawing it too close with a broken overground in the way. He's still trying to hit the final blow, and maybe goes down. And that was a formidable fight, but not quite enough for T2K to come up on top.
How is Arky just pulling away just like this? Anyway, we're gonna move on. NEPX is now gonna be out as well. Team Flash now, they finally go for the strike. And just like that, 18 minutes, 19 minutes now into the game, we're now seeing the top 5 squads remain inside here of this round of ERANGEL.
Man, you're onto something. Team Flash might be able to be the one to challenge RQ eventually. Now, that space up on the mountain is being limited because of the advancement of the zone. And Team Flash, they got the second best option, which is that far corner of Ruins where they're getting all these natural covers from. So all they really have to do right now, take a clean fight up against Talon, and they should be good to go. But Talon, they're not really finding a first entry just yet. BTR, they've been sitting still for a very, very long time. I'm not too sure if they will be able to hold up a good defense up against Team Flash if they're gonna go full pedal into the cabal.
Talon here off the wrap, leaving the fire here to stay on the ground. Going to be dropping the smoke as well. Pretty complacent of his position. TODAK though, just driving on by. I don't exactly know if they're going to be able to see or spot him there, not just yet. After all, a very crucial one here. This might just be one of the most composed
member deficit coming in with TODAK charging their way through, and he just got overwhelmed. They got pinched from both directions, including Team Flash coming from right up above, and TODAK, they just won that without even any form of fight back coming from TODAK.
It'll be Team Flash mastery here once again. Odds lies into their favor, but got to deal with their strongest matchup here, and that is going to be RQ. But Team Flash, though, they do decide to close out the distance now up against the 2 players of TODAK, and that is going to be free 2 eliminations to their name. Not a problem at all. With that being said, TODAK will only have 2 more players to rely on, and that is going to be Manap alongside Frenzy.
That was just a clean swing coming out of those members of Team Flash, knowing exactly what to do, since TODAK will have to quickly go for that reset, needing to also start the engines real quick, but they don't really have the speed to also hightail out that situation. Now, quick update. This is going to make or break whoever is going to be able to take that chicken dinner home. And Team Flash, they gave away their front position because they need those covers, and still portions of the hillside is still playable for RQ.
Pushing through here, Zio sprays down. Not gonna be able to get the shot there. Frenzy's up and away. Coming through here, Team Flash once again. They like to play type of pace, close it out. They got the first 2 eliminations here up against TODAK, and they look to get the last initial one as well. Pump to the face, sprays on by. Double child to be offered, and that is gonna be TODAK away from the competition.
Man, these guys are just mad lads. They're just storming right through without a care for their own lives, but rightfully so when you have such strong backing. Team Flash looking to secure another win to make a double chicken dinner day out of tonight. And I'm just surprised, out of the many teams that usually likes to fight for these kind of pounds, nobody's contesting BTR throughout the span of the matchup. And because of that, they make it safely into the top 3. But I think the next one to do so is going to be Team Flash. So Optimus preparing himself with a grenade. He's already got his vest being shredded out, so he can't afford to take more body damage. I mean, that could be an easy knock.
RQ. Looking to the lips here. They've done a lot so far inside of this round to fit things into their favor. It's been the king of the mountain. Now they're going to deal with BTR. A battle of 2 nations and a Vietnamese. Team Flash holding it pretty still. Both squads here from side of RQ and Team Flash are going to be fully complete. BTR though, they don't got Federalis. And a lot of more movements here coming from the side of RQ.
Yeah, they're getting a squeeze type for those spaces. They're relying on the back end of this mountain, while the rest of Team Flash are also very worried that RQ has been staying put for the longest time. I mean, they've been tracking since a lot of all these gunshots were coming in from the top side of the hill, which is why they're kind of hoping that BTR as well as RQ will just collide onto each other. And I don't think that RQ is falling prey to that. So the rest of Team Flash, they gotta start this initiation if they really want to find more of that space to really hold over on the upcoming zone. And the fact of the matter with this play, I mean, it's just gonna take a while for them to really draw any form of blood, so they're willing to go on the stalemate for the moment. RQ, if these 2 other teams on the low ground fight, then they could just have those free picking altogether.
Definitely a lot more retention here for side of Team Flash. They're gonna deal with RQ on the top side, BTR in the middle. RQ though gonna be rotating here on the right side of the map here. He might be able to catch one player off guard. House rotates around. Zeus here just prone behind the trunk. The par on the slight ridge. Might just be BTR here actually caught on the pincher contra.
Yeah, they're just finding any form of a small little dip to even find themselves any form of cover right now. So it's about any given moment for them to go full on explosive with this charge, and it's going to be led by Bose right now. Take multiple angles and take a look at the update. Everybody else has to move towards the direction of RQ's hill. This is bad news for BTR and Team Flash.
Ooh. Big rotation here, heavily on the right side of the map. Team Flash looks to try to pave the way. RQ backs through, leaving the par there to play the cutoffs. It's gonna take a lot of time. Might just have to come down to the last 20 seconds here before we get to see a lot of movements.
What's gonna be the call? I mean, this is just tension brewing from all sides. Maybe not so much for RQ. I mean, they got the perfect position. They just need to wait for the rest to react to this current circumstance. And Zeus tries to perhaps bait a couple shots. They need to gain all those info because right now they're all blindsided. They just know that BTR is sitting inside those compounds and they're being super respectful about it. So Bell, he gets the bird's eye view and he's gonna unleash the clip.
Dog on his hand. One teammate here. Hold on to a swell. And now look at the pressure here for the side of RQ. They want to drop in. Same goes for the side of Team Flash. BTR just observing it from afar. Moving on by. High elevation advantage here for the side of RQ.
But they're trading really well, though. I mean, the shot does connect towards the side of GF, and now members of Alter Ego, well, my Alter Ego, excuse me. Team Flash is also vulnerable to BTR. BTR finds it. They get the catch on the little par, and this is where it might all crumble for the Kings.
Might just be it. Better Rouse. Let's get out of the round. Comes through. Tops here tries to sustain. Tops off of his car. Tries to go for the reset. Tops already crawling on the ground. Same goes for the set of Valeru. The other teammate. Coming in. Just one more here. Just one more connection for the side of the Team Flash. And they can go for the total reset. Yes, here. Big shot. And that is going to be RQ out. Team Flash still going to be on here. But has to go for the reset as well. And now it's going to be BTR here longing to go for the strike.
That was a crazy nade coming from Zeus, being the hero of this play. And now the Knight falls in. And he gets caught out. Zeus again. Oh, so close, but not quite enough. BTR finally being crowned as the victors of this massive round in ERANGEL.
Yeah, interesting start there, but you look at the circle as well. Funny enough, it's going to be the first time here on today's broadcast where no one from the initial drop will have it. But back to the Xavier here, Parrot leads the way and finds Baby out and within, and that is going to be the first initial engagement. CSA somewhat kind of eager to probably try to get things done. Casanova finds one, looks to get the source there, but not going to be enough to get the connection. Now she says Shindo does get tugged up. Micro Uzi on the hand, sprays on by. Shin left to the right, and oh my days, the Micro Uzi prevails in the S-12 to finish it all off. CSA is still trying to fight, and they're able to find another one down to the ground.
And Team Flash, they thought that this is a perfect opportunity to strike, and instead it's Hosaifa clutching it all by his own. It's just crazy. I mean, that repeat kind of costed that member of VX, and now
Same goes for a side of Netbacks.
wow, AST just absolutely outsmarted them. They knew that they were trying to set up a camp over on the corners, and it looks like we got ourselves a CQC combat once again. And BTR, they're shred apart, all thanks to Superman. He's doing it alone. What in the world I'm witnessing? And now it's all down to Ken. He's going in for the direct challenge, and he finally puts him to sleep. But man, that was too much damage being soaked by BTR.
Able to make it happen once again. BTR has to deal with APG, East, and Refus. Picking up the nade now. Not looking great here for a set of BTR. Another nade flies in. Simultaneously, they pop. And Kent throws it up and within. Last player left, back and forth trades. And that is going to be a confirmation for Doke to take away Ken. BTR is now going to be out from the round.
Ran past, but he was clipped by the windows once again. Alpha Gaming also not really in the clear as there's still the rival of 4 tries over on the quarter. It really feels like this is a box of death right now over on the compound. Whoever goes in somehow succumbs to the wrath of those teams by the outskirts. But 4 tribes, they're not willing to really fully commit to send more bodies over onto the block, so they're just gonna wait it out. So APG, they're happy enough to quickly go in for the recovery. And now we're only having 11 teams left here in stage 2, so plenty more space over on the south side. Now, what I really do like about the terrains over the south is that it's very mountainous. So all these players, they can actually rely on a whole lot of natural covers, which is super abundant. But now with the lack of teams, I felt like maybe it's really harder to run into one another. So these 4 tribes, they are kind of bunch up all together, making the work for Yuhai to be so much easier. But then again, he's not willing to really peek far too wide. And here comes Netbacks. They crash the gates and straight into APG they go.
We get more. Dog finds the shot. That is going to be NEPX now going to be eliminated. For the 1 player Flash is going to be right there next to them. Cyber Messi though, the clash continues. It does ensues once again. Doc here with an S12 singles either on the bottom side. Big ol' spray down. Look at one. Looks to get the trade, looks to get the confirmation. Throws on the molly as well to get the clear angle and get another frag to their name. Toss fired. Able to eat up a few bullets, but still staying alive.
Wow, Doc is just so efficient on his approach. Despite him playing it all alone, he's already brought a total of 6 points back towards the team already. And he's also willing to share the spot with Ray, but just hoping to eventually seek him out. He's losing those angles, but it does not really matter too much. This one. Those nades now sent right through. Yumiko sitting duck! And just like that, Zero-D secures that number. But Rick got caught up in between. And now down to Zero-D. He's going
No way!
And oh my word! He just deleted the entirety of the Tigers to set 9.
What just happened there? Oh,
Unbelievable.
oh my days!
Absolutely unbelievable. He just rushed through.
Now it continues once again, back and forth action. Talon Esports here up against Telecom DG Alliance. This team drops down. Talon Esports still far in control on the top side. Next, Axel finds one for himself and takes another player off from the players for Four Tribes.
A lot of pressure right now for the members of Four Tribes as Talon right now taking the reign as they are trying to deal with T2K at the same time. Telecom DG Alliance right down the bottom looking for Mimi, while Achilles is also trading right back. So there's multiple teams that they're handling, but Achilles all alone though, he cannot afford to get knocked.
Not at all. Bridge on by now. Cool finds can see him 99 away. They don't worry about Bobby there on the bottom side. Gonna be one player from the side of T2K here slithering on by, gets a heady connected, but he also gets tagged up as well. Telecom Digital Alliance might be the next squad that might get eliminated off this very wave. Talon Esports on the dominating Ryan 5-3 to their name. Push on by another casualty, and that will be T2K out. Same old play, and now it's gonna be a triple four-way standoff now, with Talon Esports having the complete composition with the rest, only having one player to rely on.
Oh, this is just absolutely tense. Talon Esports, they're just defiant in nature. They've been able to just put up solid defenses, and then now comes late game. You saw the 4-stack just bringing through, working side by side every single time, and even confident enough to let Achille to just take cover over the south, and they just absolutely open up all these rooms. And even Four Tribes, despite them being all around this corner, they had to give way, and now they're only left with one. So Talon, this game is definitely within grasp.
Yeah, no way in hell. It's the spy on their hands. Four Tribes in Flash, Fiber and Massey. It's all gonna come down to the timing here. Talon Esports, as you did say, all up in their grasp. Earlier there was a build-up that Talon Esports could come out with a win. It didn't really happen. Now it's the perfect time for them to claim this. They're just gonna play their cards right, play the time right. After all, they get the map for themselves.
Plenty of all the space for Tops to play it safely right now. He doesn't really have to reveal this location, but Zio, he's always been active over on the far corner. And now the real spots him out, so this is going to be quite tough for Team Flash to really get out of that rut. Zio, meanwhile, he does have a little bit more of that terrain, but then again, he's not in the zone just yet. He's got to call true, but he's actually challenging Tops right down under. Fortunately for Tops, I mean, that grenade was a little short. And now, how on earth is he supposed to push through? I mean, maybe his other approach is to go down towards the lower ground in order to play this, but he really wants to go in to take out the final member of Tribe.
Wooden, Allen out here closing in. Yep, there should be a player out from the hands of Four Tribes. Oh, he gets one in the process, though. Should be a confirmation off the kill. No, it doesn't happen. They can get the reset, and now it's just gonna be the only player remaining from the side of Tribe, Aramasi. And that cool doesn't want to waste time. They got it done. Talon Esports and Doc obviously is no question to ask, always gonna be there as well. But it all snowballed ever since the second round, their first set of ERANGEL. Big
Round of a Miramar with those 50.